Ramadan is the month of giving, whether it is through giving food to people or even charity work. Some take that into advantage and use people who are fasting as in line of that in the holy month. 17 beggars have been arrested in Dubai on the first day of Ramadan, and as we all know, begging is prohibited in the UAE.
This action of catching beggars is part of an initiative against begging led by Dubai Police, who announced this yesterday, and it's in collaboration with other governmental bodies, including the General Directorate of Residency and Foreign Affairs, GDRFA, Dubai Municipality, and the Islamic Affairs and Charitable Activities Department. Colonel Ali Salam Al-Shamsi, Director of the Suspects and Criminal Phenomena Department of the General Department of Criminal Investigation, stated that among those apprehended were 13 men and 4 women.
He emphasized as well the connection between begging, theft, and the exploitation of vulnerable groups such as children, the sick, and individuals with disabilities for unlawful profit. Now, Dubai police have urged the public to refrain from sympathizing with beggars and to donate only to organized charities. They also stressed the significance of reporting beggars through 901, the hotline of the Dubai police app. Now, itself, the fact that they are begging and they are using the holy month of Ramadan, which is meant for giving, kindness, and just like spirituality to their own advantage, and they're using people who are vulnerable to that, is at this point is very, I would say, very, because I don't want to say any bad words since it's Ramadan. It's a very unkind act of them
being opportunistic during this time when it's a giving time 100%. And people feel even more guilt and they feel like they do need to give back. Yeah, I imagine. Actually, it's funny that this news was announced. One of my friends I was on the phone to, and she said that she was a guy came up to her and he had a story, and it's just a really difficult situation to be in. Dubai police have announced 17 people were apprehended on the first day. The UAE, Dubai in particular, are also will be regulating charities even more so. But at least you know that within the UAE, when you donate via the direct channels where it is legal, you know that it's going exactly where it needs to go. There's no question of, undercuts of money going here and there. Like, it's going directly to the people in need 100%. Via channels that you can trust. So I think that is one great thing.
100%, as we've mentioned, it is actually a very... it is sad because, as a Muslim, and you see, like, if someone comes and asks you for anything, we don't say no. We just go like, yes, how can I help you? Because you would want to be kind, and this is what the holy month of Ramadan is all about, Whether it is through money or advice or so on, Muslims do say yes throughout the holy month of Ramadan because they're just trying to be kind and be in tune with the values of the holy month of Ramadan. So the fact that, as you have mentioned, they are opportunists who they just want to be taking this to their own advantage and taking it for granted, it's just like, I would say, how would you stand in front of God on Judgment Day? Yeah.
And it's interesting because traditional begging is someone sitting on the side of the road and you feel for them and they're asking for money. In other cases, we've had kind of more scamming type opportunities, and this isn't related to the story, but it's just a digression. Scam opportunities of, for example, there's the famous story of the men with the suits in Barsha.
I've heard about it, yeah.
So that you have these guys who say, oh, I've got these 5 like Armani or Gucci suits. I need to get to the airport. I don't have cash. Can you help me? And then you also have the famous stories of people and we've spoken about them on the show. They have been apprehended and people have called them out of like families coming up in kind of big cars with, for example, number plates from neighboring countries like Oman or Saudi. And they say, look, we need gas money. Yeah. And because there's a woman in the car, you trust them, but it's happened again and again. And you kind of begin to question it, especially if you're walking alone at night, you might feel vulnerable.
That's true,
But the country is very much on the case in terms of stamping this out.
And by the way, I've even gotten, before the whole Palestinian genocide thing in Gaza, I used to get, I think last year, a lot of weird messages of like a mother who would send me pictures of her apparently sons, and they are like they look horrible. I mean, they look like they are like in camps. They have no food, and one of them, like, you know, and it's just like a very sad scene. And then she would like urge you to send her money, and of course, I have contacted the Dubai police, and they're like, no, this is not true. Of course, I mean, thinking about it, I was like, yeah, they're right, because like, how would she have the internet to come and text me and send me all of these things and send me a lot of details? You know what I mean? Like, some things don't align together. But of course, as a person, as a human, and I think it's not only for Muslims, I think everyone would feel the same way that I do, which is like, hey, I feel bad, I need to give money. And as well, I have a friend who I have texted because she's Palestinian herself. I told her, hey, I'm getting this and that. What should I do? She goes like, Farah, don't, because her dad responded to one of them and has given money to one of them, and then it never stopped. They keep on asking for more and more and more.
It is a really tricky, moral, conscious question to answer. And we will all be faced with it in times if you feel in a position of privilege when you have to, when you're asked for money, and whether or not you give back. Like there's no real right or wrong answer, because you're doing the right thing in your heart in that moment. So if you ever have, and it has resulted to be a scam, then never feel bad about that. It's just an unfortunate occurrence, and you felt like you're doing good in your heart. But do know that there are specific registered ways to donate money in the UAE, and you know that it's going to the right place.